Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexter's Professional Corporation. I'm coming to you live this amazing Friday morning from our offices here in Calgary, Alberta, and I'm excited as usual to talk all things finance and enterprise. It's I consider it an opportunity to come here every Friday morning to share my thoughts. I know I haven't been consistent with 9 a.m., but I'm somewhere there between 8:50 and 9:20. And as the year rolls on, we'll get tighter and tighter with the timing. But hey, the essence of this really is more for me to get the opportunity to share and for you to decide whether you want to listen, learn, or you just want to watch me. Either way, it works great. Um, this week has been another week putting in the effort, putting in the time, executing and planning. And guess what? It's January 30. The first month of the year's wrapped already, right before our very eyes. I was reading something by a friend online, and he was talking about how January is 90 days long. But hey, it's just 31, and today is the 30th already. Yeah, it's already the 30th of January. So, where are you with those goals? Those goals you started the year with? How are things panning? How are things going with that? Before we get into today's topic, I just wanted to remind anybody who needs this information that um, my friends at the Financial Empowerment Initiative Network have already started planning their community free tax clinic for this year. We will be filing 2025 tax returns in Calgary and in Edmonton starting from the second, no, the very first working day of the month of March, and we will continue that process every day at least one of our locations till the 30th of April 2026. So in Calgary, we will be in person at the Calgary Full Gospel Church Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and there will be other locations driven by community organizations on other days that we will also be present. As these are agreed and they draw nearer, we will share them. In addition, the FEI and team will also be at the Africa Center in March and April on Thursdays and Fridays, and the goal is to be able to support as many people as are able to make it to our locations with free tax filing services as long as they belong in the modest income frame. To see what modest income means, check out the flyers on the Financial Empowerment Initiative's website. In addition to this, I just wanted to talk about Founders Lounge by Startup Court. We haven't put anything out there yet, but for February, Black History Month, it's going to be the 13th episode of our Founders Lounge. February 2025 was when we started the first one. And we're just going to be having a business clinic, an opportunity to come with your constraints in enterprise and have questions answered. There will be specific case studies that we'll be looking at, and we'll be having questions answered by a high-powered panel who will be diagnosing and providing advisory based on the constraints that you have identified. So that's how Founders Lounge is going to go in February. I am looking forward to it. I hope you are looking forward to it too. So today, what am I going to be talking about? I'm talking about goals, financial goals. One interesting thing I want us to note is that we can make goals all we want, but there is always going to be a journey between your goals and their achievement. And that includes quite a number of things. But the hope is that at the end of the day, your goals lead to your growth. Now, most people have financial goals, right? And those goals are amazing, they're beautiful. If they are achieved, it will be life-changing. However, far fewer people experience financial growth. So why am I talking about this? Why do good goals so rarely turn into real achievements? Why is it so hard to take a to decide I want something and see it happen. Because guess what? If every goal everybody made was achieved, the world would be a very, very, very different place. So this week, I wrote about building financial intentionality on my blog. And today, I just want to talk about why it's harder than it sounds. Now, full disclosure, this is a journey I've been on for a while. And I don't feel like I have it because I don't feel like I have all the answers. But in my progress, in my own experience, this is what I have seen. You can make goals all you want. It takes more than desire to achieve excellence. It requires a lot more than wanting to see things come to pass. So, in that article, I laid out how intentionality, being decisive, taking the steps from A to B to C, bridges the gap between what we want to see and how we actually live, the growth that we experience. But what I didn't say anything about there is why people actually get stuck. So, why does financial intentionality break down? Why does intentionality in any of its forms, why does it break down? The fact is that as the days wear on, as life happens to you, as you go through decision fatigue, it becomes more and more difficult for you to stick to what you've said. Why? Because life just beats you up. And we underestimate how hard and how much of a toll that takes. So, what are the three common things that lead to breakdown? What are the breakdown points for our goals and our intentions? Number one, when you do not have a system in place that supports you in achieving your goals, I'm sorry, that goal will become a pipe dream. Why? Because systems aid achievement. They create a routine, and we are human beings. We are creatures of habit. So when you have a habit in place, the likelihood is you will go where that habit takes you. But if you do not choose your habits, then your indecision will make you. That's exactly how it works. Now, another thing is loads of activity that do not align with our goals. So you're busy, you're working, you're working hard. Everybody knows you're working hard. However, you're not working on anything that's taking you in the direction of your goals. So busy without progress. Lots of activity without alignment. That's a problem. Another thing that causes goals to break down, that causes us to not see our goals come to pass, is when we call reaction strategy. When you're like, I'm going to change from this to this. But really, it's clear that that strategy is not taking you in the direction that you want to go. All you're doing is reacting to something that has happened. So, how do we connect our goals to our results? The first thing I want to point out about being intentional is you cannot be intentional without knowing what you want to be intentional about. So clarity is a massive, massive tool, is a massive state that you need to be in. You need to know what you want to get it. If you don't know what you want, you cannot get it. That's number one. Number two, it's never about the big things. It's never about the superhuman, Herculean activities that you carry out. It's in the small daily steps, the consistency, your ability to say, okay, I work out once a day or twice or once every 2 days, or 3 times a week, or I make 10 calls to potential clients every day, and I do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, month 1, month 2, all the way to month 12. That consistency will give you way more results than trying to make 200 sales calls in one day. Yeah. Now, the third one is constraints. You deciding that, okay, this I will not do. These are the things that are not part of my life. These are the things that I will not participate in. Why? Because I don't believe that they serve me. So what are the 3 things that are required for you to be able to say, I will achieve my goals? 1, you need to be clear about them. 2, you need to be consistent in your activities. And 3, you need to understand your constraints. This is what I can do, and this is what I can't do if I'm going to get this result. So, how do we make sure that we are invested and we are going to push through to achieve our goals? I want to tell you today that your growth comes from the boring stuff, the little things that you do every day. Motivation is great, but intentionality is not motivation. Intentionality comes with structure, order. These are the steps, and I will take them one by one. The point I'm making to you today is that financial growth is not dramatic. It is very rarely dramatic. We know how many lottery winners there are every year, but it is deliberate. Even the lottery winner will tell you he's bought so many tickets before he got the winning one. Very few lottery winners are first-time buyers. But any kind of financial growth you experience is a result of deliberate, intentional action. And that's where I'm pointing us to today. So, if this conversation resonates with you, head to my blog, ayodele-bamisaiye.com/blog, and just take a read of the most recent post there. It speaks to the entirety of financial goals and intentionality. That will set a good foundation for this conversation that we've had today. So what I want to say to you is this: no one wakes up on the top of a mountain. If you don't have clarity, you are not going to get there. Take your time and ask yourself, do I have goals, or have I just set myself up for failure? Ask yourself, do my daily decisions speak to my goals at all? It's in your choice to take actions daily towards your goal that will guarantee their achievement. So, I hope I've left you with 1 or 2 things to think about today. My name is Dr. Ayodele-Bamisaiye. I know tax season is about to hit, and you're wondering what that looks like for you. I'm going to be sharing some of my historical videos about taxes in the comments as well. I look forward to seeing you this time next week when I come back once again. This year we've talked about mindset, and we're going to be walking through all of the components required to make a difference for ourselves financially. But I'm also aware that taxes are a big part of that. So I'll be referencing the work I've done in the past and I continue to do in the community with regards to tax planning. With that, that's all I got for you this morning. It's an amazing Friday. Make sure you have a great weekend ahead, and it's bye for now.